Havoc 4 or a pilot. If you're a pilot or a member of Havoc 4, take a traditional infantryman loadout. Rifleman.
Lieutenant?
Yes.
I just joined. Sorry, I was in platoon training. I just got out. Joined in the TeamSpeak channel. What server are we on? Okay, copy that. Thank you, sir.
Also, gentlemen, don't forget your radio.
LT, did you want me taking a squad lead kit, or should I grab a rifleman or something?
Grab a squad lead kit.
Copy.
He's so mad at him. Like flying thing.
Hey Sarge, what freak do you want us on?
We'll be assigning squads here in a moment, but squad number 100, but you're not in any team yet, so
Roger.
we'll do
Alright,
yeah.
I'll stand by.
Do that once everybody's here.
Sounds good.
Gonna run all things for reserve squad.
Yep. Stover's dropping it. Yeah. What? Say again?
Don't forget to condition 4 if we're on base.
صوب شوي نصوب.
Doesn't matter. You don't need either. Yeah, you can just leave it. You won't be shooting it.
I don't know why it loads in with the fucking box in. Yep, I'll have to change that.
Enemy ring rose, condition 4. There you go.
Condition 4.
So if I were to fix that, would I just save the loadout without the box in?
You can, in my experience, it loads the box in anyway.
Gotcha, okay. So it's
Actually,
just
if you
What
save
channel
it
are
with
we
the
on?
mag in, you'll need
110?
or usually, in my
We're not setting up
experience,
radios
if you
just
save
quite
it
yet,
with the
gentlemen.
mag out, it'll load
Oh,
a mag
copy
in
that, thank
and
you.
then delete the contents of that.
Once we get everybody all here, we'll divide up into just a semblance of 2 fire teams. We're not going to have enough. All right.
Alright. Let's get this started.
User joined your channel.
More fill-ins coming up.
Private Cole.
Buenas noches.
Record time, look at that.
Would you like me in student slot?
Yeah,
Or
grab a student slot, and then grab your whatever your billeted loadout is.
okay, I'm a fill-in, so
Well,
same
what
old
do you do
billet.
within the unit?
Kill shit with an AR.
So grab an AR.
Gotcha.
This is gonna take so goddamn long.
Sergeant Reed, you're gonna be a team to start with.
Cover that.
Vera, Ring Rose, go ahead and set up on 100.1. One more in a moment.
Am I Alpha TL? Healthy. Should I be on point 1 or 2?
Point 1.
Copy.
Get on yelling, that'll work easier. Sergeant Dodgemeyer, you're going to be a team lead. You'll be setting up on 100.2. Dover, McMillan, and Private Faley will be yours.
Alti, I got a question.
Shoot.
Do we also go on 100.2?
You are the member of team, right?
Yeah, I'm just
Yes,
saying.
Private McMillan, you will be monitoring your
Poor
fire
baby.
team's radio frequency.
Okay.
Lieutenant,
Yes.
do you want me as a medic on regular channels, or do you want me on one of the teams?
We'll put you on one of the teams for now. I might pull you aside and slap you with a squad leader in a moment.
Oh, I've never done that. Thank you.
Never been with one of the teams?
I've never been a squad leader.
No, I put you with a squad leader.
Oh, okay.
As a medic, you normally would be in a squad.
Okay.
I don't know if you want to be a squad leader. I wouldn't think to put that upon you.
Sergeant. Alpha or Bravo?
You are Bravo Dutchman. Sorry, Dutchman.
Okay, stand up if you don't have a team assigned to you. It looks like we're going to have enough to have...
Radio check, frequency 100.2, over.
Inman Charlie on frequency 100.2.
Take a mic.
Any station, this net. This is Macmillan on 100.2, over.
Pitch 5x5, 100.
Inman Charlie on frequency 100.2, over.
Roger, happy 5x5 out.
Bravo, this is Faley. Radio check on 100.2, over.
It's actually location of the Charlie 100, over.
Actual Southwest copy, yep.
Alright, congratulations, gents. I'll be a squad leader for your... I'll be acting as a squad leader during the dry runs here. So, we have 1 3-man team, but that's fine.
Did you get that radio call, Donch?
No, I did not.
Bravo, this is Faley. Radio check on 100.2, over.
Inman Charlie on 100.2, over.
Roger, out.
Alright guys, let me know once your radio's over so I think you can go.
Bravo, this is Dover. Radio check on frequency 100.2, over.
Inman Charlie on 100.2, over.
Roger, out.
Bravo squad's good. Alpha, you guys all set?
Actually, Bravo. We're all set.
Alpha's all set.
ممكن بس أكون شوية نصو.
Everybody's here who needs to be here. Plug it. Okay, gentlemen, to the 506 Infantry Regiment Realism Unit Air Assault School. I assume most of you guys know what air assault is about, but in the case that you don't, air assault is deployment of infantry forces from helicopters, either via fast roping, landing, jumping out at 6 feet, whatever it is. It is the modern variant of airborne because during Vietnam, the 506 and the 101st moved away from airborne infantry into air assault infantry. Really important school within our unit. Today we're going to set you guys up with the ability to confidently use the ropes to exit a helicopter, know how to board and exit a helicopter that has landed, as well as understanding the duties and responsibilities of a chalk leader and a team leader within a squad that the chalk leader is leading. Any questions?
Negative.
Not at this time.
Alright, first thing we need to do is get a keybind set up. That keybind is going to be found under Configure, under Add-on Options, and under ACE Vehicles. When you get there, you're going to be looking for Fast Rope option. Set that up to whatever it is you would like.
Lieutenant? Lieutenant?
Right. Send it.
Yeah, was there an extra add-on that had to be downloaded this one?
No. Is anybody confused so far?
Well, I can't find
Negative.
Alright.
There was a step in there. I didn't hear controls called out, sir, but, or Sarge.
Yes, you'll be going to Configure, Controls, Configure Add-ons, and ACE Vehicles.
You found it, Private?
Yes, sir. Yes, Sergeant, thank you.
Okay.
I might have misspoke on the first step. I haven't done this in a while for myself. Under the ACE Vehicles, you're going to see an option for Fast Rope. You need to have that bound to something. The reason why you need this bound is because if you simply use the ACE Interact, what happens is a lot of people preemptively have their cursor above the Fast Rope option, which disappears and is replaced by the Cut Rope option every time the fast ropes are occupied. This causes people to cut the ropes inadvertently every time that we have an air assault operation using fast ropes. If we use this keybind, it's impossible to fuck up. So if anybody screws up and cuts the ropes today, it means you aren't listening right now. Trust me, it's a very valuable keybind to set up. Once you've got it all set up, stand up individually.
There you go.
Everybody's certain they've got it set up to their confidence.
Confirm.
Read your post on the horn board, sir.
Alrighty. I'll hand the class over to Staff Sergeant O'Leary. Get rolling.
Alright, thank you, LC. Okay. So, we're gonna get started with the actual class here now. So, everybody, let's head out this gate here, follow the road up to the right, and get out to the tarmac.
Let's go.
What's going on, Cole?
Hello.
Got her in front of me. Okay. So, structure of this class is pretty straightforward. We're going to talk about the airframes first, Then we're gonna talk about how to get on them, how to get off them. Then we're gonna take that, put that into practice. We're gonna make actual simulated runs. We're gonna take the chopper out to an LZ, get off, do what we have to do, get back on, plug base, rinse and repeat until we've got it down to the point where I'm confident that you guys are able to do it correctly. Then we'll talk about fast roping, and we'll do the same thing. And trust me, you'll get your fill of sliding down the rope tonight. So, I'm not gonna have to explain any administrative aspects of this class. Everybody knows how to behave, address people, and all that kind of shit. So, you're all either a seasoned NCO or a private that just recently completed OSUT. So you shouldn't be a stranger to any of this. Anywho, on my right and your left, we have the Blackhawk, and on my left, we have the C-47 Chinook. Now, I'm gonna let Lieutenant Bowman explain the characteristics and features of both the airframes, since he is a pilot after all, and I'm just a fucking infantry sergeant, so I don't know dick about those birds. So take it away, LT.
Thank you, Sergeant. Okay, gentlemen, you see these are two of my favorite helicopters here. We'll start with the Black Hawk. Black Hawk is going to be the Army's primary troop transport helicopter. It's capable of sling loading operations with medium weight items, but generally this is going to be used to transport you guys into combat. Capable of transporting 14 individuals, provided that the four guns are utilized. And,
how's it going, bud?
Count the two pilots, it's 16. Like I said, generally this is going to be used to transport infantry to and from a location. Going to be used for supply drops. Generally within our operations, you'll see the Black Hawk transporting the command element, Havoc 4 and Dagger on an air assault, and running reinsert and resupply operations throughout the mission. Over here we have Big Sexy, the CH-47 shithook. Yep, I said that. This holds 26 people. There are 2 on the guns. It is the Army's heavy lift helicopter.
Yeah, I'm doing alright. Thank you.
Vehicles, larger supply crates, and can carry quite a lot of whoop ass into the battlefield. You'll find yourself in the back of these for most traditional air assault, where we're not using ropes, because it allows one bird to get at least 2 squads on the ground in the same location. We'll see that sometimes we use 4 Black Hawks in the case of everybody fast roping. Fast roping is a lot more efficient out of the Black Hawks because the chalks are unloaded faster, less of a wait, less time for that pilot to loiter. But if we're landing, the Chinook is a much better airframe for that. It's got a lot more power. It is the fastest helicopter in the Army, and it can take a lot more damage before it decides it doesn't want to fly anymore. There are some things you need to know about behaving around these aircraft on the ground. For starters, we'll go over to the Black Hawk. Everybody go ahead and form up on the southeast side of it. Alright, as a rule of thumb, if you're approaching the Black Hawk and the doors are open, you'll be able to see through both sides. You don't want to approach this at anything other than a 90-degree angle or directly from the front.
What is your mission? Oh, this is a Arma 3 air assault school.
And the pilot can't see you.
So
from the
it's
sides,
basically teach you how to fast rope from a helicopter. What's the procedures when you get out of a helicopter or the Chinook, and so much stuff. So it's basically a school that for
from a 90-degree angle.
Learning the procedures and what to do, how to get in the helicopter or the Chinook.
Just because the helicopter's landed doesn't mean it's safe, especially if it's spooled up and running. So always be careful to pay attention.
It's not a mission today, just like we're learning.
If you do have a need to cross the helicopter, if one side's full, what you need to do is kneel and hug the cockpit as you cross around, like this. At no point in time should you try to go around it, crawl under it, jump over it, as tempting as it might be. Any questions?
Negative.
All right, let's head over to the Chinook.
Let's So this is basically a realism unit. We try to be an act. We try to act just like the real U.S. Army soldiers.
At the sharp end, 45 degree
So we
angle,
have
just
to be
like
very
this.
realistic and
Ginormous,
serious about it.
Turbo shaft engines that are going to be exhausting a lot of hot air at approximately forehead level. We want to avoid that. So to do that, we're going to approach it from this angle here. Again, you can go ahead and get in the habit of kneeling, but as you can see, you're pretty well fucking safe. Things a lot taller than you are. We approach that from a 45 degree angle. A lot of people have a hard time getting in this, so I will break immersion. Look at the corner of the ramp and use your scroll wheel. There you'll find the options. If you're looking at the helicopter, you might not have the same luck. Any questions?
Nulty.
Negative,
Now,
sir.
if you need to go around this one, you're safe to cross the rear. It's not as big of a deal. Just make sure you're close to it when you do so. Don't need to run around the front of it. That would take you all day. As far as boarding goes and how you're going to stage up your troops, I'm going to hand it back over to Sergeant O'Leary. As I am just a pilot, that's all I've ever been, and I don't even know what a gun is.
Alright, thanks, sir. Alright. Now, alright, let's practice boarding, shall we? So, we got two teams. Since Darn Donchmeyer and Senator Reed are both seasoned NCOs, both Sergeant D5, so they've been in the unit for quite a while. Alright. Line your teams up, get ready to board. Let's see if let's see if you
Problem on me.
might fall in with one of the teams for now.
Mission load, Alpha.
Alright, hold. Okay, hold. Now, first thing we can go over is your stack order. So, first thing you have to know, guys, is that the element leader is always the last one of his element to board the helicopter. So, which means your team leader get back to the end of the line. So, go ahead and do it now. Now, also applies with squads. If you're a squad leader, then you're the last one to board from your squad. The platoon leader gets the platoon sergeant get in last to confirm that everybody is on board before them. So if that is, you have control and supervision of your guys boarding. That's just simple as that. And once you're the last one, if you're the last one in, once you get in, you can immediately call up on that your element is in. Don't have to wait for anybody else to board and then confirm with him while you sit.
I love this guy. Oh, nice.
There
Yeah, I love it too. Else, so. You could also go to the website, the 546 Infantry Realism unit, and
not set in stone,
register there if you have this game.
A very good idea to put AR up in front. Now, two reasons for that. First are the seat. Now, if you can get your AR or machine gunner, if you're a weapon squad leader, get on either of the two rearmost seats here first. These seats have the ability to point your weapon out of the back of the helicopter and provide extra fire. So that is extra firepower for the task force while they're airborne. Like so. And seats for that are passenger right ramp and passenger left ramp. So you want the ARs that are up front, grab those seats first immediately when you board the Chinook. Alright, let's go ahead and switch the ARs up in front.
You'll find those seats by looking at passenger, left and right ramp.
Yep. And the second reason is when you're fast roping, the ARs will be up front. So they will be boarded first, which means they will get off first. That means more firepower on the ground quicker, also more security for the task force as a whole, etc., etc. Also,
I don't have it.
Landing,
you can
the ARs will
get it from Steam.
Get out first because
it was on sale.
Everybody knows.
Oh, Black Friday.
How you
they were selling it like for
one of those.
$10 or something.
If the Chinook is full, you go. You get out one by one. Not actually, one by one per row, back to front. So, most guys get out first, and the guns finished up, so they'll be the last ones to get out. You don't know, somebody might have told you that it goes back and forth between the rows. That's bullshit. You just have to wait. You just have to look towards the ramp, whichever side you're on, and when the guy next to you has left, you're free to follow him. Everything. Back to what I was saying, ARs get out first, and their security as the first man who get out of the Chinook. Sector security for the first two guys is the immediate front of the Chinook, because that is the least secure sector of this helicopter. So they're gonna get out here, button hook either left or right, and lay down directly next to the ramp, like so, covering front sector. Again, that is the least secured sector, and it's a good idea to have your most powerful weapon systems covering
Oh, you
that
don't
sector.
have a PC. Okay, I got you. I got you.
Any questions of the on the order of boarding or the stack order? What's in between those two doesn't matter at all.
Yes, Sergeant. Just did you say the first people to get out who are the one to get the right side and the left side? Is that correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
The first two guys get out on either respective side are gonna cover the front sector. So if you're an AR, you land, you get out first. Let's say you get out on the left side, you button to the left. On right here, whoops, I went too far. Right here, next to the wheels, basically next to the ramp, and cover the front. Right here.
I firm. Thank you, sir.
Yep. And everybody else just piles out happily around the back of the Chinook, creating a semicircle underneath the rotor blades. Okay. Let's try that, shall we? So, before you're allowed to enter the bird, usually the chalk leader will go up to the pilot and ask for permission to board. Do we have permission to board, sir?
What would you do if I said no?
Then it would sit here.
Okay, just checking. Yeah, you guys are good to go for the rest of the class.
Alright, and go ahead and get boarded. So team leads on the guns, everybody else.
You guys are all from the USA?
Probably.
I would say 90% of the people above are from the USA, and the rest are like international. Like for example, me, I'm originally from Iraq.
Alright, very good.
And we have guys from India.
Alright.
Like couple
Let's
guys.
try to onboard this.
And
get out.
Some guys from Macmillan out. And some guys from Europe. But the rest are all Americans. So 90% or above are Americans.
Everybody out.
Stoves out. Tally's up.
Alright, you want to spread it out a bit more.
The only hiccup they had is they thought I was leaving.
It's way too close.
I was just there to watch the formation.
Alright, you want to push out a
No,
bit more,
I live in Austria.
because you have space right now, since there's just one squad, but if there's 26 people.
Lay down. Lay down.
There we go. If there's 26 people piling out of the helicopter, it's gonna be real tight. Alright, so let's make it nice. Well, as nice as it could be. Fairly scoot back just a bit. Alright. Well, I've seen worse. But provided that it's only feet of it. Yeah. That's the baseline of it. And you really don't want to extend any further than the ends or than the tips of the rotor blades. So you want to stay just in the rotor assembly. No need to push out any further. Okay. Alright, everybody recover.
Cover.
Alright, AR's good job grabbing the red sectors. Alright. School circle.
School circle.
Alright, anybody got any questions in regards to what we just did?
No,
Negative,
sir.
Sergeant.
Yeah,
Everything very
I do
straightforward,
speak
right?
German,
Alright,
but not
so
fluent.
Blackhawk.
Not fluently.
Now, the deal with the Blackhawk is pretty much the same. You also have 2 seats next to the door where you can point your gun out, so it's a good idea to have your ARs and machine gunners, if you're a weapon squad, on those seats. Again, it is not even SOP or whatever, but it's common fucking sense.
Oh, you live in Germany.
Just a good
He
idea.
lives in
Biggest gun
Deutschland.
doing the work. So, again,
Nice.
same stack order applies, same rules. However, when you are well, we already went over on how to approach this, so 9-degree angle, and with the exception of onboarding, there's no order. Once you land, everybody is free to pile out and grab sector. Now, there's 2 ways to load this bird. So you can have an entire squad going from one side, but it's always a better option to load from both sides simultaneously.
Yep, I know.
Reason 1, it's faster.
Austria,
Reason 2,
Germany,
when you're onboarding,
and I guess Switzerland
or you're getting out,
also.
it
if I'm
tends
not
to
wrong.
throw you out on the same side that you boarded from. So, if the majority of the squad gets on from this side, and only a few people come in from the other side, once you land, get out and grab security, that side will be weaker because it will have less people covering it. So, it's always good. It's always good to split up the element and board from both sides simultaneously. Get in faster, and you get more even security on the ground once you land. Make sense?
Yep.
Confirm.
Alright, and again, once you get out, just take a few steps, lay down, stay within the rotor assembly, and that's pretty much it.
Nico Hill, push
So-
red for me, would you?
Alright, so let's practice this also one time. Team leaders grab sector.
Bravo, far side.
Sure.
Just go in front of me. Come on, line up.
Load up once ready.
You know I'm an AR too, right? McMillan.
Yeah, but
Alright.
Let's go load up, guys.
the fuck?
Mike's in.
Macmillan in.
Realism. Storm's in.
Bravo's all in.
Okay, there we go. Good job, team leaders, knowing knowing where to point the gun when you're at base. Well done. Anywho, everybody get out.
Stover's looking west.
Macmillan looking southwest.
Good check, Mike.
That's right, I got northeast. Bravo's all out.
Mike, hit the deck.
Lol.
There we go. Alright. You guys are looking symmetrical as a motherfucker. Alright, good job. Recover. And on me.
The faces are different. Yeah, you can choose the face you want, or you can choose the one that closest to your look.
So congratulations, nobody really fucked up.
So I chose the one that
I
closer
didn't
to
expect
my
you
look.
to, since you all done it at least once before, either in OSA or in operation training, FTX, whatever. So now we're gonna talk briefly about landing zones and how they work in the field, and what you need to, and what is your role when you're getting a helicopter to pick you up, when you're returning from the field or just getting moved to another location. Anyway, anything that happens off base, so in the field. And I'm gonna hand that over to Lieutenant Bowman.
Thank you, Sergeant. All right, gentlemen, everybody pull your map open and look just a little bit to our north. You see I placed down a red flag marker. We have eyes on?
Eyes on.
Okay, just a couple really important markers we talk about with regard to LZs. Everybody know what this black line is?
Power line.
Not only is that a power line, it's a high voltage big boy power line. It's going to be the 4-strand or more. We'll absolutely put down a helicopter. So be sentient of that. If it ever becomes your responsibility to make an LZ. Everybody know what these lines are? Here.
Top
mounted.
What does that mean?
Elevation.
Alright. So things in this area aren't looking so great for helicopter, right? We've got trees here, we've got a road, which roads typically have tricky power lines around them that won't often be put on maps. So we don't like to land on roads if we can help it, unless we really know. So this is a bad area. There's a lot of examples of bad things. You can see rocks here, a lot of trees, power lines, buildings, roads, and terrain. Now, if you look a little bit to your west, you'll see a lot of really great areas for landing zones. Example of that is in this place here, this circle. That's a great place to land. Not a whole lot going on. A little bit of elevation changes, but not much. It's mostly changing like 2 to 3 meters. Questions?
No, sir.
Okay, so when you have to set up an LZ, and again, most of you guys probably never will, you need to make sure you mark that properly and know what that marker is going to mean. So for us, generally in the daytime, it's going to be green smoke. At night, it's going to be a green flare or an X laser with your IR lasers. Generally, the green flare is a lot more ideal. But the downside of the green flare is it's visible to the naked eye, not just night vision, so the enemy can see it as well. The IR stuff has its advantage. Generally, wherever you mark that is going to be where the helicopter lands. So if you put down green smoke, make sure you're not hanging out in the green smoke, because I won't see you and I will land on you. That'll suck. That's pretty much it as far as that goes. Everybody know what the air-to-ground frequency is in case of an emergency?
70.
Yep, 70. So if there's ever a time, probably not, but might be. That's how you get a hold of us. That's all I've got for LZs.
Alright, thanks, sir. So yeah, to understand how landing zones are marked and scouted out on maps, it will probably never be your responsibility. However, you need to know how it's done and thought process around it. Also, so when you pull up your microdagger, see an LZ marker, you're not gonna wonder why is it there, what's it doing there, what's going on. So it's the responsibility of TAC B, but it's good to know how LZs work, because we are an air assault unit after all. We work a lot with helicopters. So, anywho, since we got the server all to ourselves, we're gonna do both daytime and a nighttime run. So you can see different methods for marking LZs on the ground. On daytime we use green smoke. Now don't confuse air insertion or a resupply or a pickup to a CAS run or CAS mission. Now, for CAS mission, we use green smoke on our positions to mark us, so the friendlies don't shoot at us. Now, if we're just calling in a resupply or a pickup bird or whatever, then we mark the green smoke, or then we mark the LZ with the green smoke, and we stay out of it. So there's a difference. So, whenever we're being told to pop green smoke on your position,
yep, it's a like I told you, it's a realism unit.
You need to mark yourself.
You have to act just
but
like in a
real
world US Army.
Then we mark it also with green smoke, and we stay out of it.
Yeah, it's nowhere near Battlefield 4. I mean, I play BF4, BF3.
In your case, you have to stay far away from it.
I play mostly Battlefield 3 and 4.
So, don't
sometimes Battlefield 1.
Two.
Yeah, but it's nowhere near this one.
Anyway,
this is a realism unit.
So what we're gonna do now is we're gonna take the bird out. We're gonna land. We're gonna get out. Full security. Then we're gonna call the bird back to pick us up. We're gonna mark the LZ. We're gonna board. We're gonna go to another LZ. Do it one more time until it's fluid. And then we're gonna transition to a nighttime briefly. Do a nighttime run, so you can practice, or you can see how marking LZs during nighttime is done. And if all works out well, we'll come back to base and we'll move on to fast roping. Now, before we step out, I'll tell you guys one thing. Now, when we land, you get out of the bird, you grab security. Alright. How long are you staying in that formation?
Till the bird leaves.
Till the bird leaves.
Exactly. Only until the bird's only as long as the bird's there. That's the only reason you're staying.
You play
in
Arma, you'll become a real soldier.
Security for it.
Nah.
Once it's gone,
but you will get some information.
Just
well,
laying down,
if you play the normal game,
open,
or the Arma normal, like normal server, normal mods, you won't get this. This is a unit. You have to go and register.
And there's a good possibility as well the mortars are going to rain down on you.
It's not like a server just join and that's it anytime. It's a unit. You have to
helicopter lands
join the
somewhere.
unit.
So, as soon as the bird's gone, disperse as quickly as fucking possible. So, we've been bitten in the ass before by staying in formation for too long and then getting mortared while we're waiting for a movement order. Let me Charlie 7-0. Rocket, we're taking the Black Hawk out. Copy. Alright. So, anybody got any questions in regards to what we're about to do?
Negative, Sergeant.
Negative, Sergeant.
Okay. I'll be acting squad leader for this. So, team leaders just know your role. Or so the first part I'll be squadding, then we're gonna have somebody else step up, and we'll go from there. We'll take you guys any questions.
Like that. Yep.
Not for me, Sergeant.
Oh, or just you're just standing up because you feel like it. Okay.
Stretching legs.
All right.
Did he say move, Sarge?
I didn't hear him.
I heard him say this.
Said, get up in the Chinook.
Yeah. Get ready by the Chinook. You take the heavy out for the first shot. Good report when ready.
What the fuck am I doing?
Right.
It's so retard.
You want me to take point?
Alright, you can take it.
Let's go low.
We're departing out to the north for air assault
What
operation.
the fuck?
Failey's in.
What's going on?
Stowards
I
in.
just got in the gunner seat.
Bravo's all in.
Macmillan in.
Robbie, traffic show 126 Bolt.
How long this will go? How long will this go?
Have you heard any status of the
it depends.
touchdown?
I don't know actually.
Okay.
But I would assume about an hour, no, about 40 minutes from now.
Bombs in two. Michael 1.
Two and a half out. 2.5 out.
Roger.
One and a half.
Baron, bombs in two. Michael 1.
All right, ready? On the deck. Go. Cameras out.
Stowards out. Failey's out.
700 for 1 5 out.
Bravo up, move east.
Roger, moving east.
Stowards looking east. Failey's got north. Interrogative, are we still condition 4?
Yeah, there shouldn't be any reason to load up. Negative. Alright, bird's coming back. When the bird's on the deck, we're going to line up AR first. I'll be in the back, and so we're going to get to that bird and get loaded up quickly.
South copy.
Roger.
As soon as it's on the ground, I'll tell you to move.
We got 2 AR watching the north.
Bird's on 30 seconds.
Copy. Salt 30 seconds.
Roger, 30 seconds. Eyes on the bird.
Eyes on east.
Alright, Bravo, let's move. Let's go, right at 45. Let's go, let's go. Move, move, move. Come on, guys, let's get in. What's going on, McMillan?
A better diagnosis on that valve when you actually view all the specific fuel quantities. Do they match the light? Hey, so they match the pointer internal light. Is that number moving at all on the left internal, or is it staying the same? Are you guys comfortable with that one? Left observation. That doesn't make much difference.
Fuck, they fucked up the formation.
Like 40 close bandits, nose 10 miles, slightly high, cold, additional bandit, right 4 o'clock, 15 miles, slightly high, cold as well. Like 4, spike 130 close. Have you heard any status of the ballpark or touchdown?
Why the fuck nobody on the gun seat? On the gun seat? What the fuck? Guys, why there nobody on the minigun?
Yeah, that is a good question. Just stand by.
I can clean that.
404, Marshall 17023, Angel Date, expected approach time 32, approach button 15.
404, Marshall Bombs 17023, Angel Date, button 15, push time 2. Somewhere 331, up for 300.
That was fucked up.
You slipping it feet up to left CFT at all? Negative CFTs are balanced. So you gotta do the math already in terms of what you got versus what it's showing. 239. Closer 1-1 is established in the center. Dig out 7-2. Dig out 7-2. With you at the right, join dig out 1 block southbound, maintaining 2-3 down. Track. Go for Flighter 5, Flighter 2, flight level 190, 11 miles of trail. Energy 1-1, green line, copy. Together, south, welcoming PB for appreciated for meeting.
feedback. Alright, when we're simulating those combat inserts and extracts like this, so we're simulating it, which means we're acting as it's a live situation, which means we get back to base, there's no more enemy, we don't need to pull security anymore, for obvious reasons. At the extract there, when the bird touches ground, you run up to it, and you get in as quick as possible. Now, if this is a combat extract or a hot extract, which means we're extracting under fire, doesn't matter who gets in first, who gets on the gun, as long as somebody does it. If it is a quiet, peaceful Sunday night, there's nothing going on, we're just getting back into the bird with no enemy threat, then yeah, you can make it nice. Make it visual, team leaders at guns, stack up, all that kind of thing. However, hot combat extract, you just get in as quickly as you can. It means you don't pile up like fucking dominoes at the back of the ramp there. Just getting quicker. You don't need to get your stack in the perfect order, get a perfect line, or even have a team leader on the gun per se. Trust me, when there are bullets flying, it's hot extract. As long as somebody jumps on the gun, nobody's gonna argue. As long as somebody does it. So, if you see an opportunity to take the gun and provide suppressive fire, do it.
Sergeant, if I may?
Yes, you may, Sergeant.
When I was trying to get in the chopper, I couldn't get the option for crew or door gun. And I was told, instead of fumble fucking around, the most important thing is getting the chopper to get off the deck. So, after I tried the third time, I just jumped in.
Affirm.
That's the correct course of action.
Yep, absolutely.
The real issue is that someone didn't grab the gun before you, but...
Yeah.
If you're the first guy to the helicopter, get on the gun. If it's an extract, no one gives a shit.
Yep, exactly. So, we're gonna do this one more time. This time in the night time, so we're gonna have you guys marking LZs with different methods. So everybody should have their MVGs. If you don't, you are out of uniform. So everyone put your nods on.
Yep, got it all.
Sergeant, I am out of uniform.
Before you go running back to the office, there's a box inside the hangar, all the way to the west.
Roger that. Sorry, I grabbed our AG loadout, which the Havoc 4 doesn't carry nods unless we're supposed to, and unless we need it for that mission.
What's that bullshit? Really?
All of our loadouts are super heavy.
Roger. Okay. That's the first time I heard it, but okay.
Honestly, it's pretty realistic.
The AG carries extra missiles, or mortars.
Oh, yeah.
True.
Troops wouldn't carry nods if they weren't using them at the moment either.
Yeah, true. I'm just from the back.
Alright, quick question.
Yeah, sure. Shoot.
Proper procedure for unloading on base. Is there anything that we need to be aware of, or is it just, pile out?
Exactly the same. Exactly the same, with the exception that you're not grabbing security.
Okay, so it's...
Okay, oh, it's getting dark.
As you get out.
2 days later.
One of the things I was told, Sergeant, was we get out one by one on the Chinook, because if we all pile out, sometimes people end up on top of each other and they end up in the rotors.
Hey, sure.
Oh, lovely.
That is exactly where I get out one by one on the Chinook. So, even when you're at base, still got one by one. You just don't grab security.
Welcome to this is Bowman Training Darkness. I don't do that fucking full moon twinkle toe bullshit.
Yeah, it's only half moon, so correct. Anyway, so before we get out, we're gonna show a few different types of marking. So, everybody turn your attention towards the runway. So everybody face in. Actually,
so about the runway.
So I'll teleport Soul to something nice, and I'll show you different marking methods.
Fine, just hop the fence. Walk this way.
User joined your channel.
Good, absolutely.
Sir, I'm not sure I can run in such a dainty manner.
Okay, since you guys want to run, then fine, let's run. Would have eased your pain, but apparently LT here wants to BT.
Nope.
Guess they always do, huh?
Now you know what I have to go through.
That's CLTs for you. No offense, sir.
Alright, good enough. Now. So.
Talk about my cool kit.
So if everybody looks to the southeast, there have been different methods of marking LZs throughout the time this unit's been here. So the first one, you see, okay, you see the bowman already doing it. Is that an IR grenade?
That was an IR grenade.
Yep, go ahead and throw it.
You can attach it to yourself or you can throw it.
Yep, either of the two, it works. It is a, it's like a strobe light. It flashes and can see pretty, and it can be seen pretty far out.
But it's only visible under nods. If you flip your nods up, you can't see it. That's a big advantage to that.
Yep, that's infrared. That's infrared for you. Now, one is usual enough. However, if somebody's having trouble with visibility, you can put just one down, or you can create a box or something of the sort if you want to make it more fancy and if you have IR grenades to spare, but usually one is enough.
Question,
now.
Sarge.
Yep, shoot.
The IR grenades aren't normal loadout for Havoc 4. Are they normal loadout for infantry?
They are in loadouts for squad leaders and above. But again, I'm just here showing you how LZs are marked. You're not usually the ones doing this. But sometimes infantry may get called upon to lay down an LZ for an incoming bird. It has happened, and there's a good possibility that it will happen again at some point. Just not your usual job. But I've had to do it twice during an official operation. So that's why I teach it here, so nobody's caught off guard if it ever happens that you get called upon to do it.
Copy that.
Now,
most often you'll see the grenades being requested to be attached if we have an active little bird night.
Yep. In case of CAS, we squad leaders will attach IR grenades to ourselves to identify friendlies during nighttime.
Or read.
During night ops, would we be okay to have team leaders or other team squad members swap out green smokes for IR grenades?
That is at the discretion of your task force commander.
Don't swap out your smokes for them. At least not the green smokes. The issue, and we'll get to that in a second with that, is that IR grenades are only so useful. And they also put, and I hate to break immersion, but they put a strain on the server. So having them attached to the squad level is useful because it lets us identify our friendly forces. We're not going to fire within a couple hundred meters of that anyway. If your team is that, or your squad is that spread out, you got a problem. With having everybody carry them, there'd be issues as far as the server goes.
Yep, we don't all need to light up fight fucking Christmas trees. One
green smoke is still very useful at night.
Yep, one strobey dude is enough. Alright, now I'm gonna show you briefly a method that was used back in the day, but not anymore. It is the vehicle X. So you get two vehicles and grade an X with the headlights. Now, bad for two reasons.
You want the volume higher? Yep.
Use vehicles. We don't have them all the time. Two, headlights. That is a massive source of light. Everybody will see that shit. So, anybody throws that idea in the head? No. Much better option is X lasers. So, volunteer. There we go. Yep. Okay. Make that X a bit further. So spread
How
out
is
more.
it now? Well,
Disco party.
he's speaking not very loud as well. He's not on yellow.
There we go. All right, so that's good.
But tell me, how is it now?
So, to answer your question, if Hack 4 has to do a landing, that's normally the method we use.
Is it better?
Laser X.
Copy.
I'll be honest, that's one of those moments where I'm really glad that I always fly into a grid or a point. Because I'm pretty sure the Laser X is just for you guys is to get your cool guy moment. It doesn't do a whole lot visibility-wise for us.
Alright, does it?
Not nearly as much as this guy right here. This combination. Nope. Followed by the puppy right here.
There we go. Yep. Now, the smoke amplifies the effect of the flare. That is another method for marking LZs. However, also visible to the naked eye, so visible to the enemy as well.
Yeah, really take your nods off.
Yep. So, that is bright as shit.
So is that a
there
Kim light
are
LT?
IR flares, and I'm going to start slapping those in people's kits occasionally. But we need to test it more.
Question to Chief, really, is that Laser X not visible to several kilometers out because it used to be?
It is, but it's
I put the
less
volume all the
overt
way up.
when you're under stress than it is something like this. A lot of times during night ops, people
And I can hear them
lasers, so it
very
doesn't really help
loudly
to
now.
oh, look, lasers, let's land.
Alright, now one thing I have to tell you guys about lasers is don't shine them up at fucking sky like this. Never point your laser towards an airframe. That is for realism purposes. Because of course it's not gonna do dick here in Arma, but in real life, first, you're gonna blind a fucking pilot, and second, you're gonna make all the fucking countermeasures on an airframe go fucking foobar. Because anything pointing at the fucking
please let me know.
Laser, whatever, the countermeasures on the airframe are gonna pick that up. And then the pilot's gonna shit his pants. And you're gonna shit your pants afterwards until you after you're being fucking NGB'd for it. So never point your laser towards an airframe. When you're doing the Laser X, you see the bird approaching, and you can see that the bird has seen the LZ and is about to land. Turn your laser off. So never point your laser at an airframe. That's it.
You sure?
So, any questions on different methods that we just showcased here?
Negative, Sergeant.
Okay, back to the bird. Alright, looks like we have some Lego with us.
You want me to go grab him, Sergeant?
Is he here?
Yeah,
I'm not sure why these aren't used as much. We do have IR chem lights.
We have, and we carried them.
Really dim.
I carried them personally. Or one. It was while they were loaded. Anyway, we're not going to do a simulation during nighttime. Just wanted to showcase the marking methods.
That's disappointing.
Oh,
do a full night air assault. We don't have a live fire anymore.
Fuck it. Okay, sure, we can do it. But switch back to the daytime so we can go air assault because fucking nods. If I wear them too long, I get anxious.
Hey, everybody, take your glasses off.
Oh, Chief's already did it? Okay.
Got it.
That is great as a fucking staff sergeant. Get a lieutenant do your dirty work for you.
I would let you do it, but you're pretty slow, Grandpa.
Lol.
Sergeant, are you here?
Trying to be.
Roger. Alright, just listen in and get in whenever you can. Alright. So, fast roping. Now to the fun part. Now, a little disclaimer before we go. Oh, actually, Chief, you want to talk about using responsibilities real quick?
Well, after your dirty work comment,
sorry,
I'm not so sure I do.
Oh, sorry, I just have to go.
I'm kidding.
Hit the head.
Yeah, as far as... Actually, let's take a moment. Does anybody need to take a leak? The water?
I'll take one real quick.
Alright, take a knee when you leave, stand up when you come back. I'm drinking coffee and I'll have to...
Alright, I'll be right back.
Sergeant Lanko.
30 seconds to 1 minute.
Lanko.
Sergeant O'Leary.
Yeah, guess you can't hear.
I'm gonna go grab him.
His ProMod is enabled. It needs to be disabled. Sergeant Larry. I guess you went AFK too.
Okay, I'm back. What's up?
You should remind Lieutenant Bowman there that, you know, there's a reason we got to live to these ages.
I'm sorry?
So you should remind the Lieutenant that there's a reason we got to live to this ripe old age. After he called you Grandpa? You don't fuck with old guys. We'll screw people up.
Or used to screw people up. I'm just kidding. Alright. I mean... Shit.
Who's the oldest in the 506?
You are now, Stover. Actually, no, I think...
On you, here, sir.
Yeah, good luck, boys. I don't condition for this thing, yeah?
Alright, back to the serious part. We'll, here, are we? Failing McMillan back? Guess not.
Sergeant Larry, how old are you?
Alright, guys.
Why don't you guess?
Back.
22.
Set
Nope.
36.
No.
1.
No.
And a half.
He sounds like an old fuck, doesn't he?
Yeah, I'd go with 49.
Younger than me.
I'm probably... well, not the youngest, but I'm down there.
19.
You gotta be older than Sergeant Tosco.
I'm 21. Right there next to him. Right, yeah.
I have pubic hair older than both of you.
Jesus
Dude,
Christ.
you're just wrong.
Sorry.
That's not good. Like socks.
You should cut that.
You ever heard of a
You
fucking
should really
razor?
cut that.
I mean, shouldn't each hair fall out after like 3 years?
Might be trying to break a world record.
Or do you keep them in a box?
Yeah, Cole, do me a favor, go fucking
Well, I
call
just don't
Guinness.
shave the inside of my thighs, you know?
Will do.
That
Private Bailey.
that an ammo box in that up in there, or am I?
Cool, I'm not the oldest guy in the unit.
He's out of uniform.
From McMillan.
Yep.
First of all, fucking
First of all, yep, sir.
What?
Yes. Yes,
Yes,
what?
Sergeant.
Okay. Now the second part. Why do you have a belt in your weapon?
Oh, sorry, I forgot it when I exited the Chinook. Apologize.
Fucking privates, you're all so scary.
Do we even use those belts? That looked fucking weird.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, we do.
Alright, everybody's back. Everybody's back.
Budgetary problems.
Alright, fine. Now, before we go into fast roping, something we should actually do before we, as first thing in this aerosol class, talk about duties and responsibilities of all personnel, fill in what each element or each level in command is doing when we're conducting air assault, what are their responsibilities, yada yada yada, etc. So, Lieutenant Bowman here is gonna give you a short rundown of every level and their responsibilities during an air assault operation. So, take it away, sir.
Thank you, Sergeant. Alright, so we're talking about the task force commander level. Overall, they're responsible for the entire mission. They plan the mission generally and issue orders, brief leaders, yell at Delta Company, things like that. Platoon HQ is going to be in charge of the platoon at the LZ. You'll be talking to the chalk leaders prior to departure. The important thing at a platoon level, should any of you make it up there, is that the platoon leader rides in the first helicopter and the platoon sergeant in the last. Make sure that if one bird goes down or something happens, that the platoon can still be managed at that level. Chalk leaders are typically going to be a squad leader, although not every squad leader is always going to be a chalk leader. The chalk leader is generally the most important part of a fast roping operation because he's calling off the numbers, assigning the numbers, making sure everybody knows what they're supposed to do at the LZ, and is the big voice in your ear during the fast roping procedures. Team leaders, although not running the comms at the same time as the chalk leader, it's really important the team leader knows what he's doing because he's going to be following along with the chalk leader. At any point, if we say, chalk lead, you're dead, if the team lead can't call the next number out and know where he's at, he's failed. Additionally, team leaders can also be in the minigun, but there's going to be times where they're not, especially in the Chinook. Then we have our dagger elements. They are coordinating the movement, designating the LZ, being a bridge of communication between infantry and aviation assets, as well as advising the task force commander.
There you go. So now I know what everybody's doing. And as for Havoc 4, you just scoot along with the task force commander. You don't really do nothing else during your assault operation, correct?
You do what the task force says.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I meant. Alright, so now let's talk about fast roping itself. Disclaimer. Fast roping, although fun, it is a bitch. So, it is technically difficult and very risky thing to pull off. Now, the only time we fast rope is when we can't land. We always try to land a helicopter because it's just safer. So, there's much more that can go wrong during a fast rope insertion than a landing. First, there's a possibility of a helicopter being shot down, because it's not only stationary on the ground, it's hovering fucking 20 meters above the ground in the air. Everybody within a 3-mile radius can see the motherfucker.
How's the sound for you guys? Is it loud enough?
We don't fast rope nearly as often as we could. All those people falling off ropes, etc., although being just more difficult task overall, we always try to land. However, we fast rope on one occasion when we can't land, and when we can't land is 99% of the time due to terrain. And then there's where the only advantage fast roping has over landing comes into play. Terrain is not the limit. We can do it absolutely fucking everywhere. Anything helicopter can hover above, we can fast rope onto. That's it.
Okay, before we do a dry run on fast roping and talk about some of the things, well, we'll talk about the things first. Everybody knows what my job is. I fly and I communicate when it's time to kick the ropes out the door. Chalk leader's job is to stay in touch both with myself, pilot, and the chalk. And the team lead is generally just going to be hanging out and listening in during all this. You're going to hear a few commands. The first is going to be prepare the fast roping system, prepare whatever. Depends who the pilot is. That's going to be a call that happens at least 30 seconds away from the LZ. You're going to ace interact and do the prepare fast roping system option. Sometimes I'll already have it done. Sometimes it'll need to be done. Either way, really important that the chalk leader is in communication with the pilot and knows how to use the intercom system in the helicopter. Once the helicopter is stabilized, you're going to hear the pilot say deploy ropes or go ropes, whatever, ropes. Something to do with ropes. At that point, the chalk leader is going to deploy the ropes. Once the ropes are settled, you're going to hear a go call starting either from the pilot or the chalk leader once we know the ropes are good to go. You're going to hear the numbers start to go out. So 1 go, 2 go, 3 go, 4 go, and a cadence similarly. The last thing, you're going to hear the chalk leader, or if the chalk leader is incapacitated, the team leader who takes over, call last man. That's going to let me know that you guys are all out. I can cut the ropes and leave. In the case that something goes wrong, you might hear abort, abort, abort. That means we're no longer going to be using the ropes. We'll try to have this done prior to anybody using the ropes, but in the case where you hear that, ignore your number, listen to that, hang tight. You might also hear cut rope, but that's becoming less prevalent as most pilots are now set up with a control system to cut the ropes. Once you hit the ground, very important that you get the fuck out from underneath the ropes. Otherwise, somebody else is going to be slinging down 220 pounds of ouch on your head. So hit the ground and run. Grab some cover, grab some concealment, whatever it is. Ideally 15, 20 meters away. Think if I forgot anything. Oh yeah, so gonna go down the line. Private Segrera. Said that right?
Yes, Lieutenant.
What is your key to fast rope?
To get down and get out of the way.
Oh, what's the key? What do you press? What button do you use to fast rope?
F10, sir.
All right, Sergeant Dodgemeyer.
Uniform.
Okay, Lock Ringrose.
Inset.
Private Stover.
Insert.
Sergeant Lenko.
Scroll wheel.
Wrong answer. Gonna cause problems. I mean, are you thinking scroll wheel repel self? What do you?
Yeah.
That's not.
Oh,
no,
no,
you
no.
need to go have a talk with Sergeant Larry.
Shit, that's what I was told to do last time I was here. That the ace was fucked up and we were using scroll wheel.
That was long time ago.
It probably was about 7 months ago.
You guys go have a sidebar in the hangar.
Right.
Private McMillan.
For fuck's sake.
I have it bound to space.
Private Cole.
Uniform.
Sergeant Reed.
Spacebar.
Private Faley.
Semi-call in.
Beautiful. Wow, you guys are not 8 up. Look at that. Squared away. Cool. Okay. So while we're waiting on Sergeant Larry to get Sergeant Lenko squared away.
Sergeant Reed, do we use the space bar for something else besides fast rope?
Most people, or a lot of people, use spacebar to select items from the scroll wheel menu. I personally deleted it from that key binding because I used the mouse wheel to click down.
That's a good point. I do the same thing. All right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
If you use the spacebar to select anything from the scroll menu, you should not have it as your fast rope key.
I use the push down on the middle mouse all the time.
Yep.
Well, the space bar by default
selects
a lot of things.
It frees up a key.
Copy
I
that.
thought the spacebar default jumps over the obstacle. It actually jumps over the wall.
That's it's very up to the person to set up their controls. For me, it's control space that'll set up that. But you just need to make sure you don't have a conflict, and you need to make sure that you have the keybind set up to something other than ace interact. Because if the ropes are cut, it's one of the people who doesn't set up that keybind. That's the only way it can happen if everybody has a keybind.
Copy that.
All right.
Copies, Lieutenant.
All right, I'll hand it back over to Sergeant Larry, and we'll get this show on the road.
All right. So, I'll be chalk leading for the first time. Pay close attention to what I'm doing. That especially applies to the NCOs here. So, everybody, go ahead and get lined up. Get ready to board. Sergeant Lenka, go ahead and fall in with Alpha Team for now.
Alright.
Push red, hop on point 1.
Yeah.
Alpha near side of the bird.
Sergeant Larry, you want us to line up on this side, or can you actually yell across?
I can cross, don't worry about me.
Roger that.
You want yelling, Sergeant Larry?
Alright, scoot up close to that door so you can hear Sergeant Larry.
I am now. Okay. Now I'm going to start assigning numbers. Once you hear your number, you can board a bird, but before you get in, you're going to call in your number and that you're in. So let's say call 1, you're always going to say 1 in, and then board a bird. Do not call out after you've climbed in, because I won't be able to hear you. Just give me that audible cue that you receive your number and you're boarding. Okay, and for crying out loud, do not forget your numbers. So, let's go here. Call 1.
1 in.
Ringrose 2.
2 in.
Lenko 3. Square 4.
3 in.
Yes.
Remember to get in that. Get your seat. Going. Remember which one it's supposed to be.
Hey, Ferb.
Know which one it is?
No,
on the side.
No, because if we load in team leaders,
what does it say?
Right before the squad leader,
that first seat,
and the bird gets hit halfway
right
during the insertion, then
words we're looking for.
There are going to be no NCOs left on the ground, so one needs to get out halfway through to compensate for that. So. Sorry, was that 5?
Macmillan 5. And
no, sorry. Reed was 5.
Those doors open.
Reed was 5. Macmillan 6.
Confirm.
Stover 7.
Macmillan in. 6 in.
Bailey 8. Launchmeyer 9.
7 in. 8 in.
Nine in.
10 in, last man.
Copy.
Shit, that was loud.
All good to go.
Robbie traffic 1-2 Blackhawk signing on 7-5. Looking like they're going to be parting out straight to southeast. Doc Lead, how do you hear me?
Same as Charlie.
Alright, we're 2.5 out. Go ahead and prepare the fast roping system.
Copy that. Burn system.
Braddock. 30 seconds.
30 seconds.
Deploy ropes.
Ropes. Ropes, ropes.
Go, go, go.
1 go. 2 go.
Pick up.
Call where you going as well.
Alright, who fucked up and didn't have the key set up properly? Go ahead and say your name.
Someone
All
fucked
silent,
up.
huh?
Someone fucked
Alright.
up.
Keep going again. Ropes with ropes. Luckily we'll have a second set. Alright. 1's left. 2, go. 3, go. 4,
3 going.
go. 4, go. Try that out. Okay, 5, go. 6, go.
6 out.
Who was the doofus that cut the ropes?
That was me, Sergeant. I had my mic muted and I didn't realize it.
Alright, any reason why you cut the ropes?
My uniform key wasn't working, so I just resorted to going grace.
Roger. Roger, then rebind it.
Okay.
I suggest insert, because it's free and it makes perfect sense. It's just simple. We're fast roping. Oh, insert. We're inserting. Good. So, I recommend that key. That's what I use personally. If anybody likes it, feel free to use it as well.
Understood. Thank you, Sergeant.
Yep. All right, Private Squirrel. Why did you hop out as soon as the ropes deployed?
That's because my bad, Sergeant. He said fast ropes, and I hit the fast rope key, and I went out.
Do you know what your Q is?
I was 4, Sergeant.
Alright. So you're 4. And you're not hopping out until I say 4. So,
affirmative, Sergeant.
Go up our numbers. So, alright. Thank you for owning up to it. Alright, so, don't fuck around with the ropes. I don't want to see ropes being cut again. Now, so everybody remember your order, and once get called, you only then hop out. If you drop out sooner, like Private Sierra did, now it's of utmost importance that you let know which number left. So if oops you fucked up, you're 7 and you're the first one to go. You need to send that up to, you need to radio that up to the team leader, who then radios it up to the chalk leader that number 7 is left, so I can skip that number with a slight hiccup during the insertion because I'm calling out for 4 to hop out, but he was already out. So I can't remember all of your numbers. You need to do it for me. So if ever you hop out by accident, let me know that that number is out so I can skip it, or the other chalk leader can skip it. Avoids those little hiccups like these, speeds up the process.
Affirmative, Sergeant.
Alright. Now, yes, I should be on yelling, private going. Is anybody having trouble hearing me?
That's fine by Sergeant.
Okay. Alright. Otherwise, it was good. Good job getting away from the ropes in a timely manner. Reason why you want to stay there, Lieutenant Bowman already stated that somebody's gonna drop on top of you. Also, when a bird's gonna hit, guess where the wreck is gonna fall? Again, right under the fucking head, so good 10-15 meters away from the bird, and then grab security. And also, if anybody gets hurt, which could happen when you're fast dropping, even when you're doing it perfectly, you could get hurt. Or if anybody goes unconscious on the ropes, he is not to be treated until the bird's left. So, anybody goes down, it's gonna stay there until the bird's gone, and only then will the medic get to him.
There it is.
Understood?
Confirm, Sergeant.
Okay. Now, let's have somebody else step up as chopper leader.
Ringrose, 2. Blanco, you're 3. You're gonna get on the crew chief gun.
Yep.
Guerrero, 4.
3 in.
McMillan, 5.
Hey, firm, McMillan,
Dover,
5.
6. Bailey, 7.
Roger, 7.
Meyer, 8. Larry, 9. 6 in.
7's in.
8-10.
9.
All in.
Shockley, confirm you have control over fast rope system.
Shockley does not have access to fast rope system, but you cannot access it at 0 altitude, I believe.
I'll fix it.
Let's see if it comes online. I'm trying to test this bird, so if it's an issue, we'll fix it real fast.
Alright. I'm fixing it right now.
I don't know if it'll be fixable.
It is.
There it is.
Should have now. Yep. There we go.
This thing sounds so much better.
Say again?
It sounds a lot better.
No AR gunner next to you, Sergeant.
We're lifting. I go ahead and prepare the ropes.
Ropes prepared.
Alright, we're about 2 clicks out. All 30 seconds. Deploy ropes.
Ropes deployed.
Ropes are good. Go, go.
1 go.
1 going.
2 go. 3 go.
3 going.
4 go. 5 go.
5 going.
grab more. You got rocks, you got Hescos. No point
Mike,
staying.
can you give me a stick?
Right here. Yep.
Sure.
Yep. Also, if you don't spray out enough, and the birds flying off, and it gets the ropes might land on you and hurt you. So again, spray it out.
Injecting morphine.
Thank you.
Otherwise, everybody group up. On me. Alright, does everybody remember the number?
Yep. Yep, we do remember.
Alright. Sergeant Orangemeyer, you're up next.
Alright, we're going to be getting in on the right hand side.
Copy.
Roger. We're on the front of the aircraft, not the back.
Yeah, go ahead and get in there. We've got numbers.
Bravo, load up.
6 in.
4 in.
5 in.
Yep, 2 in.
Alright.
10. 7's in.
Last man in.
All in.
All in.
Beware, I don't see ropes.
Yeah, it's looking like a problem again. Alright, it should be good now.
Negative, still don't see him.
We had him for a second.
Hold on.
At this rate, we're never going to get new helicopters. Stuck with the old ones forever.
We had to pay for Lieutenant Dan's new leg somehow.
Tragic. Alright, it should be good now.
Roger, I got the ropes.
Alright, go ahead and prepare fast rope system. We're only 2 glyphs out.
Ropes prepared.
I don't know who's sitting next to me, but I don't like the way you're smiling and looking into my eyes.
30 seconds or less.
You love it, you know it.
Diverting off course a little bit, gonna put you on the rocks. Deploy ropes.
Ropes deployed.
Ropes are good, go.
1 go.
1 going.
2 go.
2.
3 go.
3 going.
4 go. 5 go.
I'm going.
pretty smooth. One thing. Copy that. One thing. Try and you don't have to necessarily copy send people down one by one. So you don't have to call them up one by one. You can call them in a sequence of 2. So 1 go, 2 go, 3 go, 4 go. The reason why we say go in between is to get that first guy 1 split second of a head start before they hop onto the ropes. We have to test it again, but at least it used to be the case that when people try to fast rope at the same time, it might throw them on the same rope, causing one to slide down and the other getting stuck in the doorway. So to avoid that, we're not going to call out 1, 2 go, just 1 go, 2 go. So there's number 1 gets 1 split second of a head start to get on one rope, and the 2 is going to hop on the other rope. Both of them are down, then they call up the next buddy team, and on it goes until it's all over. So you can do it one by one, but in sequence of 2, it's a bit faster. But it's over.
So I'm listening for is essentially left man out, right man out, 1 go, 2 go, then a pause, and then 3, 4, then a pause.
Pretty much, and don't forget my rank again.
My apologies, Sergeant.
Yep, no worries. Yeah, so it's 1 go, 2 go, 1 and 2 reach the ground, 3 go, 4 go, 3, 4 reach the ground, and so on. So the chalk leader must have visual confirmation that the ropes are clean before it calls in the next set of 2, or the next 2 people. It's proven to be a bit faster than calling out people one by one. So let's try and do that. Jonathan, go.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know I received a fucking commission.
I said yes, sir.
Oh, I heard yes, sir.
No, I'm not that stupid.
Okay. Must have heard you wrong then. Okay, never mind. You're chocolate next.
Awesome sauce.
Yeah. Alright, just swap numbers with Sergeant Donchmeyer. Everybody else still remember theirs?
Donchmeyer, you're 3 now.
Roger that. You're 10.
Woohoo!
Alright. Everybody else still remembers the numbers? Okay. We don't have to reassign them.
Sergeant.
Alright, good.
He was number 1.
Good, come pick us up. Yep. Realism mark Bureau 1037. Grid 151115. Copy.
Alright, that took longer than I expected.
Right,
I assumed it would take like 40 to 50 minutes, and it's like we're 1
Make a
hour and
man
40
sandwich.
minutes already. Fuck.
Clear it out. It's got a bit of tight one, but you'll fit.
Somebody get the private. Oh, there he is.
I've seen this movie before. I'll be hiding behind this rock.
7 in. Sorry, 6 in.
3's in. All in? All in.